Hello fellow leggers, you're joining us once again, and guess what? We're going to the theatre!
We are indeed going to the theatre, quelle surprise, and funny I should jump into a bit of French there, because we're seeing a play which is based on a French smash hit, and that is called What's in a Name?
And we are seeing that here at the Waterside Theatre in Aylesbury, so stick around to hear all of our thoughts, find out how many stars,
and whether it's break a leg
or leg it! Doesn't it look nice?
I know,
the Aylesbury
right?
Waterside. With all of the light, I don't think we quite do it justice.
It's really pretty.
It's a beautiful building.
It really
and
is.
it looks so nice.
And not only is
That's
it a
all I'm
beautiful
gonna
building,
but
it's a really friendly place as well.
They're lovely.
They are
here.
lovely here.
Hence why we're here.
Yes. What's in a name, you may ask yourself? Well, lucky for you, I'm going to tell you. What's in a Name is having its first ever UK tour after having its premiere in January 2017 at the Birmingham Rep. It was this production actually, and it's taken a near 3-year hiatus.
Wow.
Before coming onto the road. I actually saw that production.
Did you?
I did. You weren't there.
Okay, was that any good?
And we didn't leg it either.
No, I wasn't there.
I don't want to raise anyone's expectations, but if it had been that bad, I don't think I'd have encouraged us to come and see it tonight.
Okay, so it's good.
Take what you will from that. Now, It's adapted and directed by Jeremy Sands, and this is where the real surprise is, because it's originally a French piece, not translated by Christopher Hampton.
What? We found a piece.
We found one.
Okay.
Now, it was a French film and stage sensation called Prénom.
Okay.
My French is awful, guys. I got a D. What did you get in French at GCSE?
I think I got a D as well.
Did you? Don't ask us, literally. And now it's the story of a father-to-be, Vincent, and his wife, Anna, as they're invited to dinner by Vincent's sister and her husband, but when the conversation turns to the name of the unborn child, it acts as a catalyst for an explosive argument which spirals hysterically out of control.
Is this going to be Is this going to be another one of those where there's like food flung around?
I mean,
Do you know
let's
what I
hope
mean?
there's not a birthday cake, because they usually get up in
usually what it
someone's
is?
face,
Okay.
don't they? Now, what is in a name? But when casting a play, you might well ask, because some names for bums on seats here, ladies and gentlemen.
What's that?
Terrific cast, fellow leggers, including Joe Thomas as Vincent. Now, he's best known for playing Simon Cooper on the E4 smash hit sitcom The In-Betweeners.
Okay.
Now, Beau Porage is playing Peter. Beau is best known for playing Mike on the BBC sitcom Miranda, but we saw him in Gloria at the Hampstead Theatre.
We did, yes.
So check out our review for that
That was a while ago.
just up there.
Yes.
He's also got writing credits to his name, including, and I quote from Wikipedia here, 5 to 7 episodes of the BBC drama Doctors. We're not sure how many, 5 to 7.
5 to 7.
Somewhere that ballpark.
Somewhere between
Somewhere
there.
in that range.
Okay.
Now, some musical theatre royalty in the cast for this.
Royalty?
It's not a musical.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go so far to say as royalty. Alex Gaumond is here playing Carl. Now, Alex made his West End debut in 2002, understudying 3 roles in the original UK production of the Full Monty musical.
Okay.
He's subsequently cast as the first ever Galileo Figaro in the UK tour version of We Will Rock You.
Okay.
And I saw him in Emmett in Legally Blonde opposite Sheridan Smith. He's also got West End credits in Top Hat, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and playing Trunchbull in Matilda.
So he's got a lot of credits.
Really?
Musicals.
But we last saw him just up there for a review of Company in the West End, in which he played Paul opposite Jonathan Bailey's Jamie.
Who went on to win the Olivier, didn't he?
Did.
Okay.
And one of the queens of musical theatre is in this, and a member of the stagey dynasty, Summer Strallen, is playing Anna. She's a 4-time Olivier nominee, and her credits include Meg Geary in Love Never Dies, Maria in The Sound of Music, and Dale Tremont in Top Hat.
We saw her last in Young Frankenstein.
We did. She was Inga. Let's go for that.
Something like that.
Check it out up there and let us know who she was down below. Now, runtime, I think I remember it being 90 minutes straight through.
You think?
So I think.
Okay,
so you
so
may
we
be
don't know.
seeing us for a 30-second breakdown, or you might just want to stick around to the end to find out all of our thoughts.
And find out how many stars.
That's the one.
Hey, Legos. Hey, guess what? There is an interval.
Yes.
Which means it's time for the breaker leggers.
30-second interval breakdown. Go on, what
what
do
do
you
you
think?
think?
No, you've not seen it before.
Okay, I am enjoying it. I do think the text is quite clever. The characters are quite funny. The topic is quite clever and quite funny. I'm interested to know where it's going to go. It's quite zippy, so that's a bonus as well. How about you?
It sounds like it's quite
It's
is
quite
what
quite.
it is. I've got to say, I love the text. I love the premise. I think that the script is brilliant. Do I think it's been brilliantly performed? No, not so much. And I have a problem with a couple of the performances. But overall, I mean, it's a laugh.
Fellow leggers, we have come to the end of What's in a Name here at the Aylesbury Waterside Theatre, currently on a UK tour. So, what did you make of that? Oh, should we start with me?
I was going to say,
Because
I've seen
you've
it before.
I
I don't
haven't.
think it's
Okay.
fair to start with me because you've nothing to compare this to.
Nope.
You don't know the film. You don't know the original French text. You
There's a
don't know-
film?
Yeah, it was
Based on
adapted
the original
into a
French
film.
film?
Yeah, well, French text first, I think. But anyway, you can speak now. Go on.
Okay, I really enjoyed this. I think this is one of the most fun pieces of text I've seen in a while. That is in line with a lot of foreign text I've seen. It reminded me of The Truth that we saw. These kind of relationships, small cast, but how it all intertwines. And I thought it was really good fun. It developed really well. It had good pace kind of going up. Each of the 5 characters each got their moments. Yes, good.
Okay.
Really good.
I would say the text is an absolute gift to theatre.
Yes, that's a good way of looking at it.
The way that those characters
I wanna
each
get my
get their
hands on it.
individual moments, they all are absolutely so well defined. The way that the relationships are interwoven on multi levels. They're not just brother and sister. As the story sort of unfolds, you find out more about how actually their lives are so interlinked and they are complicated. They're a complicated bunch of people, yet they're at all times completely realistic. You could imagine this situation unfolding. It's
Yep.
completely relatable, and I think in the right hands, this script, you can almost do no wrong with it. Almost.
It happens in real time, so
Yep.
you follow it from start to finish, apart from the interval, which they
Which
put
they
in.
shoehorned in. Now, let me just speak for a moment on that. So, at
Does
the
it need
beginning,
it?
I was saying I don't remember there being one, and apparently there wasn't one when I last saw it. There is one now. It's an hour and a half of 2 45-minute acts, but it's now, because of that interval, I can only imagine. Theatres need to sell drinks, guys, because as much as we like to think
candy.
and candy,
And pick
as
a
much
mix.
as we like to think this is
Boy, did we hear that.
purely for the art, it's a business. They need to make money. I've got to accept the fact there's an interval. I can't berate them for that. But in terms of pacing, did it hurt hugely? No. Did it hurt a bit? Maybe.
Okay, the second act really built as well. The first act was good, which is interesting because I guess it doesn't. You're kind of thinking, where is the plot? Where is it going? Like, there's no driving storyline really, and yet you're so invested and so involved in what's happening because of the reveals. It's a reveal plot line. It's not a kind of waiting what's going to happen. It's peeling the layers back and and there's the ooh and the moments that really work.
Can we just talk about theatre etiquette for a moment here? So those things
Are we gonna-
those
are
things
we going-
are oohs and ahs. If you don't have someone sat 2 seats away from you who is telling you the punchline in the moments before it happens, so they are literally spilling the lead punchline, and so it's like inviting someone to a dinner party and
We
you're
need
telling
to,
a joke and they go, "I've heard this before," and I don't imagine that's the same at every venue, but it really took me out of the moment.
Okay, we didn't. I'm going to put a lid on this leg, Simon.
Okay.
Because it was almost the death of theatre etiquette this evening. There was so much
Here
going
she
on.
lies.
No one knew her worth.
Yeah, and we did
It
know
was
her
the,
worth until now.
I think there's some stuff we can talk about on an Anybody Have a Map.
Okay.
This isn't the place, but there was some stuff I've not seen before.
Yeah.
That really got me going. Lid on it, done.
Okay, I'm not allowed
we're
to
talking
speak
about
about
this
it
piece, so
again.
we know that the
Oh.
piece is great. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's move on to set design before we get on to cast. Set was very practical. It worked.
Completely modern, a realistic environment.
They were
I
at home in the
loved
sets.
the attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's a single state set. It's almost single state lighting, apart from a couple of moments.
Lighting.
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed with the lighting.
Okay.
It was hit and miss
Let's
depending
not call them out.
where they
Let's not
were.
mention Rick Fisher. Shh.
For me,
Oh,
I don't know
sadist.
if it's just because it's doing, but the lighting was different where they were on the stage, how far forwards they were passing through massive
Yeah, big black gaps, big black holes of lighting.
black holes of lighting, and I've not seen that in a long
Bit
time.
slapdash.
And so I don't know if it's just because they've got in, perhaps, and maybe that'll be different, but it didn't blow me away.
Okay.
So I'm not sure who's responsible there.
Interesting. But set, like say, great attention to detail.
Yep. Nice music.
Designer Francis O'Connor. Music.
As you come in, all songs to do with names.
I mean, sound design is Tom Shipman, but responsibility, that you're right, there's a soundtrack to it, which is modern songs.
Yes, and it's
Which is
now,
good.
the piece is set now, even though you say it's
you
2017.
talk about music,
It was
right?
now. I talk about music.
Yeah, no one got to sing in this, and when you've got two of the best musical theatre actors on that stage.
Should we move on to cast then?
Let's move on to cast. Let's say Joe Thomas, it was fantastic in The In-Betweeners. He played that character so well, and for me, that's about the limit of his ability. I hated him in this. I feel like, is it too late to give him notes? Has he got the acting capability? When he was the actor in a scene, there's a sort of part narration, part scene actor in this. When he was the actor in a scene, he was forgivable. When he was the narration role, my God, was he bad. I really didn't enjoy his performance at all, and I've seen it before with Nigel Harmon in that role, who was an absolute delight, but Joe Thomas, my God.
That's pretty harsh, Legger Simon.
Yeah, I didn't like
wouldn't
him.
say he was bad.
He
I
almost
had
derailed
nothing
it for me.
to compare him to. I can only know him as the part. He didn't seem as comfortable. I imagine if they did a screen adaptation of this, he would be perfect, because I think
Because
a
you
lot
get
of it,
50 takes per
a
scene.
lot of it was very close and quite still. However, I thought he suited the character well. The text is good enough that it almost doesn't matter what he does. The character will carry him throughout. He got plenty of laughs because the laughs are in the text. I thought he was absolutely fine, and fine is where I go.
Okay, I would say distractingly bad, actually. I wanted someone else, anybody
That's
else.
very
in that role.
harsh, but hey,
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I completely believe that.
Okay.
Laura Patch as Elizabeth. Now, I really loved her in Act 1. In Act 2, I wanted to strap her arms down. God, her acting was all in the hands, man. All in. It was like she was at an 80s rave and she'd taken an E in the early 90s. It was all up here, man. It was sort of, please, I can't act with my face. I can't act with my body. I can't just be. I've got to be big and brash and in your face. And for me, she lost me in Act 2. I wanted, again, someone else.
I thought she was good. I thought she was great. I thought she was beautifully grounded as well, and almost believable in what she was doing as well. It wasn't too much, which is interesting that you're talking about this.
Oh, for me,
I
she was
didn't
like
get
Ape
any of
Man.
that.
She was like... Whoop,
No,
whoop,
and
whoop,
at the
whoop,
point
whoop.
that we did get a tiny bit of that was at the crescendo moments where actually she's been holding it together,
Yeah.
and she is at the end of her tether.
It wasn't-
and it makes sense, and she thoroughly deserved the
Yeah.
round of applause she got at the end of that barrage of a monologue.
So I saw Sarah Hadland do that part.
Good
when
for
I
you.
saw
I
it-
didn't.
When I saw
I
it
saw
last,
this.
and when she exploded, it was purely verbal. It was almost like that monologue was almost like a single sentence. It was sort
Right.
of just verbal diarrhea.
Sure.
And the acting was in that monologue,
Great.
and that sort of every word landed. Yet it was almost all a jumble as well.
Wow.
And for her, it was like she can act with her hands, but she can't articulate it well.
Okay. Well, if
So
I'm
you
having
lost me
something to
then.
compare it to, maybe I see it different.
Yeah.
I'm only looking at this performance, and this performance was good.
Good. Now, Beau Pourage as Peter, I loved him.
Okay, good.
Thought he was great.
Great. Anything more to add? No, just we thought he was great. Okay, who else?
What did you think of him?
I thought he was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Summer Strallen as Anna.
Now this is the smallest of. She came on just before the end of the first act,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought she suited the part really well. She held that bitterness in her face and that "don't mess with me."
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. When you're used to seeing someone in a musical theatre role, you don't always appreciate their acting. But when that is taken away from a musical theatre actor, you've really then got to sell it. And she did. I believe that character. I thought here's a power bitch. Here's somebody that knows what they're doing. Here's somebody with a lot of cleverness, and her acting choices were great. I really enjoyed her.
Yes, and I think that's the thing. Audiences won't necessarily know her for an MT background. You just judge the actress that is on stage, and she held her own.
And Alex Gaumond as Carl.
I loved him. He was the best thing about it for
Yeah,
me.
me too.
From
Because
start
of the
to finish,
believability.
Absolute
the subtleness of
believability.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was acting when he had no lines. I was just like, yes,
Yeah.
that's what that character would be doing. Just listening in, and the frowns
Yeah.
and the unexpected
Absolutely.
and all of that stuff. It was what he wasn't saying, and then when he had the lines, even better.
Yeah, he's not acting. Acting was superb. When he was just in that moment, I really loved his performance. I actually relished his performance, and I want to give a Break a Legger's nomination,
Fantastic.
2019, for Best Supporting Actor in a Play to Alex Goman for What's in the Name.
If you weren't going to say it, I was going to pull it
Good,
as well.
yeah.
So I'm glad we are in agreement on something.
Far and away the best thing about it.
Yes, he was great, actually.
Loved that. I mean, the only thing, because I've seen this before. Now,
Have you? Have you seen this before?
Yeah, because I've seen it before, and because it's the same director, I can only lay the faults that I had with this particular production now at the actor's feet. And I just found in some cases there was more of names in it to get bums on seats than actual ability and deservedness of it.
Okay, well, you're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give What's in a Name, which is currently on a UK tour, but is here at the Aylesbury Waterside Theatre. But before we do, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, dislike, share your comments below if you come and see this. But how many stars are we going to give?
For What's in a Name, we're going to give 4.
4 stars.
I mean,
now, it's a definite 4 for me.
I can forgive. So, like you said before, the strength is in the text here, and I can take away. I can imagine this, and in my own head, I was thinking, as a director, I'd love to get my hands on this because
anybody,
I know,
any directors out there, I think we need to signpost that. If you're looking for a piece, amateur theatre, small company, this is the piece you want.
Absolutely.
Sorry, carry on.
The reason I could forgive those performances is because I could just tell in the text the capability here, the amount of potential this piece has. I unfortunately had seen that other company, and I'd got so much to compare it to in such brilliance, where every moment there wasn't just pockets of laughter. I remember the whole audience howling throughout the majority of it because of that comic timing, because of the performances which were lacking here. Outside of that, it's a gift of a piece, guys. It is greatly funny. Potential is endless.
It's a really good piece. I can imagine that in the right hands, it will be phenomenal.
It could be a 5.
It could definitely easily be a 5, but it was good. It was really good. I was smiling from ear to ear. I loved the revelations of the text, as I've said. But hey, that's just what I think.
And just what I think. What do you think? We'd love to hear from you, so please comment below with a Break a Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon. Bye!